You are now tuned in to the War Party Paranormal Radio Show, where we will be discussing actual audio and visual clips captured during the team's investigations. Hear firsthand eyewitness accounts from fellow team members and special guests. Now smash that like, subscribe, and follow button, and let's get ready to welcome team leader and your host, Eric Vanderlaan, and tech specialist and co-host, Mike Del Coro.
What is up, everybody? So we got a special show for you tonight. My name is Eric Vanderlaan. I'm the host of the War Party Paranormal Radio Show and your team leader of War Party Paranormal Research. And my buddy right over here.
What's up, guys? My name is Mike Del Coro. I'm a case manager, investigator, and tech specialist with War Party Paranormal. And we got brings you with a heavy heart to tell you about the episode tonight. Tonight's going to be honoring our co-founder, Marla Scottie Burns. And I'm going to let Eric tell you a little bit more about that.
Yeah, that's right. We are all pretty much bummed. She's like our mama bear. And, you know, we've been pretty sad. I know I have. And I'm going to stay composed tonight, that's for sure, because that's how Scottie would have wanted it. And, you know, we're going to keep her memory living on strong, like how she lived. And we're going to be kicking ass and taking names, right, Mike?
That's right. That's right. We learned from the best, right?
Yep, Scottie Burns style. So that's how we're going to do it. So we're going to have a special show for you tonight. And we have some of our special friends that we invited, and we're going to talk about Scottie and reminisce about her. We have videos of her that we're going to show. So I'm going to start off with our intro. You ready for that one?
I watched the intro before the show, and I'm not going to lie, I got a little teary-eyed there. So
yeah,
let's do it.
All right, here we go.
Find yourself this path and get into paranormal investigating.
I grew up with it. I grew up in a 200-year-old haunted house in central Pennsylvania.
She's not 200 years old, by the way.
No.
And my mother was very eccentric, so she was all into the supernatural. And when you live in a haunted house, you have all the books there about it. I was reading Hans Holzer and Time Life series on the supernatural, and I saw my first paranormal team in 1968. They came and did my house. So for me, I grew up with it. And that's why I'm not scared of anything supernatural. Pretty much, I'm like, yeah, okay, let's go. What do you got?
You've been dealing with it so long, yeah. It's not supernatural or to you. It's natural.
Yeah, it's normal. Like I said, when I was growing up, when you get old enough and you have sleepovers with your friends, yeah, that's when I found out not everybody has ghosts. And they're calling their parents saying, "Come get me."
I'm still holding on to everything that's dead and gone. I don't want to say goodbye, 'cause this one means forever. Now you're in the star, the 6 feet never felt so far. Here I am alone between the heavens and the embers. Oh, it hurts so hard for a million different reasons. You took the best of my heart and left the rest in peace. I'm still holding.
Well, I'm definitely going to miss her. Scottie, she's like my best friend and my mentor, and pretty much everything I've learned about the paranormal is all through Scottie and Zap and several other people. So she's the one who got me into this and got me to where I'm at now. So before I start bawling over here, I'm going to bring in some support here. So we got some close friends of Scottie, and here we go. We got Pamela and Steve Barry, Gettysburg Bash. We have Josh Purvis, the Searchers. We have April Busset. Hey, April.
Hey, guys.
And the OG, Johnny Zaffis. Thanks, Johnny, for coming on.
Hey, guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's quite an honor to have all you guys on the same show. So we really appreciate that. A last minute notice, too.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate it, guys. And, you know, it was always awesome, like, for Scottie. She was always proud of her team and proud of us and made sure she let us know that. And she got a couple of you guys on the show as guests through her. And, you know, we always appreciate that. And that's a big thing is, you know, she brought a lot of people together. She introduced a lot of people. You know, our team is like family to us. You know, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be on the team. I wouldn't have met Eric. We wouldn't have, you know, things that we got going on today, all our other team members and, you know, they're like family, you know, so I got to thank her for that as well.
Yep. And for people who didn't know her, she was just like very witty. She told you how it is. She wasn't afraid. Very tough love. And she brought baked goods to all our and paranormal investigations as well. So she had a sweetness to it. So speaking of like her telling it how it is, I'm just going to show a quick video. She got a little bit upset with me because I was a little bit too loud because I can my voice carries.
I can just picture it.
You're going to see her calling me out like every word. And you were being loud. And you were doing this. And you're going to see this.
Yeah, Scottie and I were doing an EVP session. And here you go.
We were over in the other room and you guys were talking loud.
Mm-hmm.
You were talking loud.
I was. I normally do.
And that we told everybody to be quiet. And from here? Yeah, we heard you in the other room.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But we're recording. First, I'll let you hear because I turned it off because of you. We knew you were loud. Listen to mine first. And tell us your name, please. Nothing really spectacular. You can kind of hear you in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mike.
It's like they I'm like, ooh. And I know I'm like super irritated.
Tell us your name, please.
Hello, Eric. Play that again.
Tell us your name, please.
Hello, Eric.
It happens to me all the time. Everywhere.
And I got nothing. That's why I wanted you to listen to mine first so you can see it wasn't anybody talking.
That's clear as day.
I thought it was one of us, and there's only two of us in the room.
And when I'm on the radio show and I'm putting videos of Eric, and you guys are like, oh, come on. There you go. Yep, she was calling me out. That's being too loud.
Yes.
She's actually,
Eric,
nice
I was just going to say, Eric, she was being nice to you. I was looking at her face, and I know what she wanted to say to you.
She wanted to strangle me.
we were around company. We were around the fire crew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we would have had some medics nearby, so if she would have hurt me, I would have been okay.
You know what else you could tell by the look she would give people?
Oh, yeah. That was the look
yeah.
there, right?
That friggin' look.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. What I would love is I would stand there and start to tell her a story. She'd stand there and look at me. And then all of a sudden she'd go, oh, come on. And I would bust out laughing because you can't believe anything you say.
When you asked her a question, she always gave you the truth.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
If you needed an opinion or if you needed guidance and you asked her, you knew she was telling you because she cared about you. It was coming from her heart. And I respect that. I love that.
And that's why we learned a lot when we were doing residential cases because she was straightforward with these people.
And, you know, sometimes that's tough to do. You know, it's not easy to do a residential case and look somebody in the eye and say, you know what, you got to change yourself. you got to work on yourself. And she had no problem doing that. And she was really good at it. And people kind of, really took to it. And she was also there, if you wanted to, anytime you wanted to call her or need anything, she was always there.
Absolutely.
Johnny, can you, Sir Johnny, can you tell us about how long you've known Scottie or and how you met her? Or? John?
Hello, Johnny.
Uh-oh. Might be
lost
muted.
audio.
Yeah.
I thought he was ignoring me.
Can you hear us, Johnny?
All right, we'll skip to Pamela and Steven. So tell us how you know her and kind of whatever you want to say
everybody else
about
hearing everybody? I have no sound.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
I hear him.
I hear him.
I hear him. He can't hear
us.
us.
You know what I mean?
Oh my God, the dumb blonde's here.
No, I'm right there with you.
This is why I dyed my hair blonde.
Can you hear us?
You hear us now, John?
Oh. He'll pop back in.
It's starting to snow here, so I don't know if it's snowing by him. Pam, is it snowing by you?
Yeah, it's snowing. Yeah.
So we had issues the other day, like with the wind and everything, with blowing out the power.
Yeah. I'm telling you, April, it's 80 degrees right here.
Oh, so jealous.
Send it.
Are you going to Gettysburg Bash this year?
Yes, we're going to be there.
We'll be there. Scottie. Yep. Oh, it's so sad.
Here he is.
He's back.
Hey, Johnny. Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
No.
Gotta be on his end.
Nothing.
We hear you.
We hear you.
Hear him.
That's weird.
All right. So, like I said, Pamela and Steven, do you want to tell us a little bit about how you met her and tell us about the Gettysburg Bash? It kind of like we were talking a little bit backstage.
The Gettysburg Bash was her event. That's the event that she always wanted to go to.
Yeah,
so
she was.
We're all gonna go there and represent her this year.
Oh, that's so nice.
So she came to the bash.
I know who's behind this. Scotty's behind this. I know she is. I cannot hear anything. I just troubleshot everything. It's not doing nothing. I'm going to back out and try and log on again, guys.
Okay.
So
we met Scottie. She came to Gettysburg. She bought some equipment. We just kind of all connected. She came to the bed and breakfast that we had before the Hoover House. She stayed with us. And when she left, I just kind of felt an emptiness like I feel now. I don't know. We just, like I said, we just all connected. She supported us. We supported her. And it actually felt like I've known her forever.
Exactly. It was like
right?
As soon as we met her, it was like family. Like, you had an aunt, uncle, or cousin instantly with her.
And then she came to the bash. We had said to her, throughout the years, talking and having some really good conversations. We asked her to come to the bash, and she said, well, what do you want me to talk about? And I said, well, what do you want to talk about? And she said, I want to talk about the history of the paranormal. Since we were in Gettysburg and we love history. And she just wowed the whole audience. I can't tell you how many people came and said how much they enjoyed her lecture. And we just, I don't know, her heart kind of connected to all of us. And I'm sure that we're not going to lose that connection.
No,
right?
at the bash,
No, we're not.
Constantly come up to me and say, what can I do? How can I help you? What can I do? I want to help you. I want to do something. And then, like I said, the generator, I had needed the generator to be brought in at night, and she brought it in for me. She was one of the people that year we had that tornado come through.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of the ones that called my phone and said, you got to get down here. Well, I just got in bed. A tornado just came through the parking lot. Yeah, okay, Scotty. there was a tornado in the parking lot.
Wow.
She's just amazing.
Yeah.
She's just amazing.
Yeah, she has that connection. When you first meet her, it seems like you've been friends with her for years.
That's exactly how I felt.
Yeah.
That is exactly how I felt.
Yeah. We lost a good one.
Yeah, we did. But we're going to
And,
keep her
Very,
memory
very,
living. That's for
very,
sure.
I can't say very enough, strong woman who knew her fate and was so brave to the end.
Yes, 100%, 100%.
She was investigating in the hospital.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
she
know.
was. She goes everywhere.
She brought
with a
her recorders with her.
I actually was talking to her that night.
I called Scottie every day until no one picked the phone up.
Yeah.
Steven, do you feel okay with sharing what you were telling us earlier in the studio about how Scottie wanted to,
Can I do that afterwards?
Of course,
Like
yeah.
in a little bit, because right now.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm
no
sorry.
worries. And then, that's funny, right? April, like you said, she brought her recorder with her to the hospital. She was inviting us over all the time. But come on, we'll investigate. We'll see. When she first went into the hospital, she said, "We'll see if we can get the staff to let us go downstairs. I think there's nobody around.
Oh my
down
God,
there.
they
We could do
loved
an
it.
EVP session."
No, she loved going to the hospital and bringing
Yeah.
her recorders. I went to ER to get stitched. And she's like, "Did you bring a recorder?" And I'm like, "No." She's like, "You should have brought your recorder."
She's a true ghost hunter.
Yeah,
Yes, she was.
There you go.
yeah, she was. That was funny to me.
It was in her blood. Yeah, she lived it.
we were talking about getting her DR60 like gold plated, and then just keeping it for her.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh my God, that would have been beautiful.
Yeah, wouldn't that be cool?
She would have
She
loved
was,
that.
she was in. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I don't know, maybe like a month ago, she had got her like first treatment of chemo at the hospital, and they checked her out at 2 p.m. And what she did was she hopped in the car and met us at the cemetery to investigate. Yeah. And she was investigating with
straight
us
out
night.
of
I actually do remember that. I remember her posting something about that.
And Eric and I were running a little late.
I couldn't believe it.
Eric and I were running a little late, and when we got there, Joe comes up. He's like, "Oh, Scottie already left," and we're like, "Shit." And then we got in there. She's like, "Ah!" She comes out, gives us both a big hug.
Oh yeah, she was hiding. We're hiding her in the dark. They're like
That'll teach you to be late.
Yeah,
she always got mad at me for being late. I'm the worst at that.
Yeah, I remember thinking when I saw that, I was like, she has lost her mind. Already going out to investigate.
She was going right. She wanted to come see everybody.
Yeah.
And I think that was the last time that we all got together. As a group,
it really set that precedent on how she is, though, how she was. And,
tough.
Yeah.
I said to Eric, there was no way my ass would have been home in bed.
No, absolutely.
She had the staff at the hospital involved, and they were loving it, and they were showing her spots.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Johnny, can you hear
I
us?
talked to her afterwards. And I'm like, "Did you get anything?" She said, "I didn't get anything."
Have you checked the settings for your mic? Yeah.
So he can hear us, but we can't hear him now, which is interesting.
Weird, because it was the other way around.
Now we can hear him.
Last time we were able to hear you, you weren't able to hear us.
Yeah.
Maybe check the StreamYard settings. Sometimes if you hit the mute and then unmute it, maybe that'll fix it up.
No.
Can't hear you, Johnny.
And you went to settings and audio. That didn't work? No.
Interesting.
Can you do sign language, John?
Yes, do it, John.
Don't give me Scottie sign language. I can. I'm ready. I guess I can.
Maybe Chanel could help Johnny.
Yeah, Chanel's been texting in the chat.
All right, I'm going to log off and try and log back on.
Hey, we can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me?
Yes.
I didn't do anything. Hey, Scottie, I'm telling you. I didn't do anything.
She didn't want you to talk yet. She wanted Pamela and Barry to talk first.
Well, you better talk, John, while we can hear you.
Yeah.
It's very faint.
I think the question to you, John,
that was something that I think it broke each and every one of our hearts when we'd sit and watch one of those videos she would put up.
Yeah.
But I mean, it just went to show you, the courage she had behind her, and she was trying to let everybody know, stand your ground if you go through any of this stuff. That's
Yeah.
what it was all about.
Yeah, I agree
And
with that.
I don't think there's going to be one of us that's not ever going to forget. I love you, and I mean that. I don't think
Yeah.
there's any of us that are ever going to forget that.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, I just sat here and cried like a baby because
Yeah.
again, with that just told you the courage that woman had behind her, boy.
And when I said that a couple times, I'm like, man, if that was me, there's no way I'd be going live on Facebook. I'd be curled up, and I wouldn't be able to do that. And that just shows how strong she is, what kind of person. And Mr. Zaffis, can you do us a favor? Kind of like backstage, we were talking about like how long have you known Scottie, and you're kind of talking a little bit about the history and how long you guys known each other. And
it was, again, knew her longer than Jesus Christ was around. So there's several people out there, that fall into that category with me.
Shut up, Johnny. Don't ever say my age. You believe this man asked me my age?
It definitely went back into the 70s because I remember talking to her a couple of times on the phone. She was still in PA at the time framing and everything. And I know she had gone back and forth, I want to say a couple of different times with Lorraine, because then I remember as the years went on in the 80s, we would talk and go back and forth, and she would say, I had talked to her, I saw her at one of the colleges she would go to, and blah, 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 blah. And we had to just remain friends. And then there'd be times we would talk going back and forth over cases, investigations. She would call me up and go, well, I want your input on this one. What do you think? We'd get into it, and I would tell her some of the different things. And I go, well, what do you think? I don't know. So, but again, like I said, Scottie was one of those types of people that, I took to her right from the get-go because she was always very open and honest.
Yeah.
If there was something she didn't like or something, she wouldn't get mean or nasty, but she would let you know about it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it was something I always respected about
I
her.
respected that as well. Yeah.
Yes. Again, and it was something that always meant a lot to me. And my last time going back and forth with her was in, I think it was November, because I was looking and went back and forth. She was doing everything she can to get me to come down this coming February. She wanted me to come down for a long weekend and just hang out with everybody.
The beach.
And I kept saying, well, will you go to the beach to me? She goes, why do you got to freaking bring the beach up all the time? Again, she was one of those friendships that, gosh, it just went, way back before cell phones, computers, and all that happy stuff. It was the good old-fashioned telephone that you would talk and, go back and forth. And again, it's one of those.
A good friendship. It was a real friendship with her.
It was a real friendship. That's
genuinely cared about you.
There was no airs, nothing.
Nothing.
No.
But you almost learned that almost immediately.
Nothing
from
really
when you know her.
Phased her as far as different things. I mean, again, like I said, the last time I was with her when I was down there, I mean, her and I were standing outside talking, and we were chit-chatting, just going back and forth and everything. And she goes, "May I ask you something?" And I went, "Oh, here we go." And she goes, "What do you think about everything these days with all the paranormal TV shows and all these other things that are going on?" I go, "Well, it's pretty cool. It's interesting. You think they know what they're doing?" I go, "I don't know, but it doesn't matter. They look good on TV." She just shook her head and looked at me. She goes, "That's not what I expected to hear from you."
She was a damn good investigator.
Yeah, she was. Yeah,
he was good.
And
cases were her favorite.
That's when you really got to see Scottie shine, was during a residential.
Yeah.
Like, she taught me so much about that, and
you've been in some hairy places too.
Yeah. And just
she's packing. She's packing heat.
she not only did she teach me, she taught like the whole team. She was very good at doing that.
You thought she hated you at first. She was giving you a hard time.
Yeah, because she would bust my balls, but and then I found out, after a little while, I was like, oh, you know what? that she's doing it because she cares about me, likes me. She's into that. So like
that's how you know she loves you.
Yeah, exactly. And just like I'm going to speak for the whole team, the way that she does teach, she's not like one of those people that's going to stand up and say, all right, everybody, this is what we're going to do. She'll pull somebody aside and she'll work with them. And that's real one-on-one. And I feel that's how that's how I learn anyway. But I just thought it was special the way that she did that. She would pull people off to the side and work with them for a while and then work with other people. And, she was just a good person. Even like when we talked about certain things, like about like later on as we became better and better friends, when we talk about things about the team and different people, she never had nothing bad to say ever about anybody. She would always be straightforward and honest, but never would say anything bad about anybody, even if she felt like saying that. I could tell sometimes, but she wouldn't. She was just an all-around good person.
You can always tell by her face, right, Mike?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She was a no nonsense kind of gal. And Josh, so you were talking a little bit earlier too about just kind of like when you first met her, it kind of just, you guys just felt like family, like right off the rip. Right?
So I'm fortunate to be able to travel all over, and we meet lots of people, lots of really great people. But her relationship really struck a nerve with me because it was almost like, I'll never forget it. We were setting up our merch stuff over at the Bash. It was my first year at the Bash, so I didn't know what to expect. Didn't know who all was going to be there. And she just comes over and she says, "Oh, I know you." And of course, I've never met her before in my life, but she was like, "You're Josh," and Shane's standing right next to me. So, and she was like, "Who's that guy?" And so that became like an ongoing thing with her. She would always say, "Hi, Josh. Who's this guy?" But it was also like that kind of set a precedence for how I felt about the Bash from then on, and that was almost immediate. And she was always very straightforward. She was always, she just didn't care. If she liked you, she liked you. And she, I always looked forward to going and for her being there when I went to the Bash as well, which is odd, right? Because that, she's lives in Florida and the Bash is in Pennsylvania. Yeah. But in my head,
she's originally from Pennsylvania.
Right. But that was,
she made you feel welcome, Josh, right?
Yeah,
she absolutely. Feel like you're part of the family.
Right. Absolutely.
And she probably gave you a big ass hug too.
Oh yeah. Every time we saw each other. And when I found out after this last year at the Bash, I found out that she had been sick, and unfortunately, my mom passed away from cancer. So I made it a real, like, I always kept up with what was going on with her through her sickness, and that's which is why I know when she did chemo, her going out and investigating, I was like, oh my gosh, like, but that's that is who she is as a person, and who she was as a person. And but those kinds of people,
the best thing for her, Josh.
Yeah, I know. I know. But I mean, even up until the end, shame on me, I guess, because when I knew she was sick, even her getting on and talking, I was like, oh, she's the type of person, she's going to beat this. No problem. She's going to kick this in the ass. You know what I mean? And then, here, 2 weeks ago, her getting online, and I see her talking about going into hospice. I was like, what? Like,
that killed me.
Yeah, me too. I was like, how?
I'm going into hospice.
Yeah.
So,
but even in that, she was so calm, so collected in what she was saying. And so it really gets hard to like understand how somebody can be so sick, but have that kind of like mentality about them.
It was like that till the end. I was in hospice, and she had like one of those, like, those things to breathe with.
The nasal strips
on your nose. And she was telling me to get her one that was in her purse. So I pulled it out, and I'm peeling the back end, and she's like, "Don't fuck it up." And I'm like, "Here, Scottie, you take it."
Eric, she loved you.
Yeah, I loved her dearly.
Yeah, but I always say after watching my mom go through the chemo and go through years of cancer, I wouldn't even wish that on my worst enemy.
Yeah.
And then, but to see people like that go from it's frustrating, man, because there's some really, really good people out there, and I know that she didn't deserve it.
Yeah. Well, she'll be talking to us. That's what she
Good.
told
Yeah,
me. She's coming back for us.
Yeah.
That's one of the last things she said. She's like, to me, she goes, "Don't worry, I'll be around."
Yeah.
He said, "Count on it," right?
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely with her. Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, for sure.
We're bringing her to Gettysburg. Yes, we are.
Yes, you are.
I got a.
Steve found the voice message that she left. Do you guys want to hear it?
I will not mention who she's talking about, but
It's funny.
This is how Scottie spoke about. She's straightforward. Just put it that way. When she's talking about someone,
It's really loud.
but it's funny as heck. Watch.
Yeah, in other words, don't write a check with your alligator mouth that your dumb ass can't cash.
That's Scottie.
I wouldn't mention who she's talking about, but it was funny. That's
so funny.
All the conversations we had. We do the voice back and forth because we got tired of texting each other and writing because neither one of us could really spell right.
Right.
After a while, it'd be like, what did you just text? And all right, speak into the mic and just.
That's what we did. We just did phone calls.
Yeah.
That it's the same thing with me. I still have my landline. I'm probably one of the only people left that still has a landline.
I got rid of mine because every time that phone rang, it was to tell me somebody died.
With somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, I called her January, New Year's, and it went all the way. Last time we spoke was, I called her daughter answered January 9th.
Okay.
And then I called on the 10th and no one answered. So I knew something happened.
Hey, I'll tell you what, though. She loved her paranormal team.
She absolutely did.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
That's why I got the shirt.
She got mad we weren't at Gettysburg.
The day I don't answer my phone is the day I'm ready.
She, she's the one that got me on y'all's podcast the first go around, and she reached out to me, and I'm like, "Well, you don't say no to Scottie."
Or else.
And I'm super glad she did, man, because that was
passed away on January 9th. Also, isn't that weird?
You know what's really weird? Like you just said, her mom passed on January 9th, and her dog passed by the same day. That she did.
Really?
Yeah.
Scottie's dog?
Yeah. Passed on the same day.
And they brought Boo to hospice to see Scottie for one last time. And he's a big black lab. He wanted to get in the bed with her. And,
do you know? I was just watching videos of dogs that lost their owners.
There's something to be said for that.
Yeah, and they were crying.
Oh yeah,
isn't it wild? And that blew my mind when I heard that.
And Boo was waiting for her when she passed away. They both died the same day.
Oh my god!
And the same day as her mother, which is also odd.
Yeah,
right?
It's my birthday.
It was Pam's birthday too. She passed on.
Yeah.
Wow. Eric, we got a couple other clips, right?
Yeah, we do. So I used to always give Scottie a hard time about being old. That was our thing. So I got a good clip with that. So here we go.
Good.
Can you say one of our names? That's not Eric. Yep. You look up? Did you say Eric? Yes. Can you say my name again? Brooke. I heard Brooke. Did you hear that?
I heard it was Brookie.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I heard Brookie.
Okay, you said Brooke and you said Eric. There's one more name you gotta say. Can you say it? Heard old too.
I heard old too.
No, that's not her name.
Even the spirits would give her a hard time.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Oh my god!
Did you see that look on her face?
Yeah, she's like,
"Don't you say it." Somebody was about to get knocked out right there.
I know, right?
Yep. That was great.
And actually, she was on one of our Haunted Files episode. Too bad.
That's
We were
right.
planning on having her being on more, but we got some funny clips. I'll have Mike show from the time when we were filming that night.
Yeah, this was kind of a little behind the scenes stuff when we were filming for one of our episodes, Spirits of the South.
Say it real good.
All right, so now we're here at the Ortona Cemetery. We were just at the Ortona Mounds. So we're going to start part 2 of our investigation. And tonight, we are lucky to have our co-founder, Scottie Burns. She's experienced a lot of paranormal activity here in the site, and she's going to conduct the investigation with us tonight here at the Ortona Cemetery. And here I have Scottie Burns.
Hello, we're at the Ortona Cemetery.
Yeah, we are.
All right, Scottie, what's up? How we doing tonight?
We're doing good. This is a location I've been at for a long time. I mean, I've been coming here for years. Probably 12 years.
What's the craziest thing you've ever seen here?
The crazy, well, yeah, I mean, you see shadow people all the time.
You saw one when you were waiting for us.
Yeah, I saw one while I was waiting for you guys. I was parked over there, and I was just looking up, and I looked over, and I just saw legs walking, and like a torso. There was half a torso there, but I thought I was seeing things, because you always do, and I was like, Yep. And then when you guys got here, you showed me the map, and there's an Indian mound that intersects right where that road goes that I saw the shadow person. So, but I mean, here you get growls, you get footfalls, you get apparitions. Who knows what you're gonna see when you get here?
Yeah, that place was a wild place. She introduced me to that place here.
Yeah, that place is wild. You got ancient serpent mounds that date back to 250 AD.
Wow.
And they dug half of it up to build the cemetery in the 1930s. And they didn't know, and they used all the shell mounds for fill for the roads. So yeah,
we heard a disembodied voice that night. That was pretty amazing. The camera caught it.
Yep, it was crystal clear. Very wild. But yeah, Scottie, anytime she had a chance to get out, she would do it. She was really passionate about this and her team and investigating.
That location is a 2.5 hour drive, by the way.
Yeah, from where we're at.
She wasn't afraid of driving to places.
Yeah. Johnny, did she ever investigate with you?
No, we never investigated.
Because she didn't show up at the beach.
No.
Well, you still got that invitation, Johnny. That beach is still open for you. Just like you know.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. But no, I've never. I mean, I've been at several different events where we'd be talking or we'd be going back and forth about the ghosts or the hauntings and everything. And like I said, with Scottie and I would look at her very straight faced, and I'd start making up a crazy story or something, and she'd look at me and go, "You're full of shit," and I'd start laughing because she would have that dead serious look on her face, and I'll never forget that. She always used to say to me, she goes, "I never know whether to believe you or not."
That's a good point too about the investigating. So I never got to investigate with her either, but honestly, any of our conversations never really revolved around the paranormal, which was always really interesting about that. Yeah, it was just about life in general. She literally, of course, the paranormal is what it is, and we talk shop about stuff, but she always cared about what else was going on, and that's what I remember. And
you know what? You're right, Josh. I never spoke about the paranormal with her. It was just always about like what was going on in our lives and everything.
Yeah.
The only time we did is when she was in the hospital and I was on the phone. She's like, I'm gonna go do some EVP sessions tonight. I got the staff coming with me. And they're all into it, April.
I would have those deep conversations with her sitting at an abandoned prison. I mean, you talk about the paranormal until unless something crazy happened.
It was just like it was just a background in her life, if you would, and kind of just the environment she existed in.
Yeah. And Mike, we're at that halfway marker. We just passed it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we gotta do the. If I can find
We gotta
it,
pay
hold
some
on.
bills.
Yeah, gotta pay the bills,
Yeah,
right?
the commercial break.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Real
Yes,
commercial
ma'am.
break. What is up, my paranormal peeps? You may be wondering why we're holding something like these in our hand, and my buddy's going to tell you all about it.
The reason that we have this paranormal equipment in our hand is because we're giving a big shout out to the Ghost Hunter store, one of our sponsors. They're your one-stop shop for everything paranormal.
That's right, and you may have seen some of these equipment on your favorite paranormal TV shows.
Exactly, especially the Haunted Files on Paraflix.
Mike's got that right.
All right, guys, so check them out, and if you use the code word Ghost Gone Wild,
not Girls Gone Wild,
Ghost Gone Wild, in your checkout, you'll get a discount on your purchase. Thank you, guys.
Peace. What's up, my paranormal people? Eric and Mike here from the War Party Paranormal Radio Show, wanting you to remember the importance of hydration. Remember, we hunt ghosts. We don't want to turn into ghosts. Dehydration can lead to inflammation and even degenerative disease, so hydration is crucial.
Whether you're up all night investigating the paranormal, sky watching, or Bigfoot, Fuel Up Hydration System is designed to support motivation, concentration, and rejuvenation, with the best immune-enhancing delivery system available today.
Experience the benefits of Fuel Up with their Feel the Difference money-back guarantee.
Visit fuelup.gg/warparty for their special offer that includes free shipping. Fuel Up for life. Hey, Eric, how did we do?
We did awesome.
All right. Well, maybe we should stick to hunting ghosts. I don't know if commercials is our thing.
True that.
And then, guys, real quick for the people listening, this Friday we're coming out with a new episode for season 2 of the Haunted Files. Episode number 1. We're really stoked about it. It was a great investigation. It was a great place, and we caught so much evidence that we had to split it into 2 episodes. So it's actually a 2-part episode, and it's coming out Friday 9:00 on Paraflix. So
nice.
Check it out. Welcome to the Haunted Files.
And on this episode, we're in Miami, Florida, where we'll be investigating the haunted Gold Coast Railroad Museum.
Hell yeah, we are.
Let's do this.
You ready?
Let's go. Peace.
Let's get the system set up. Still got 2 cameras to.
Came to communicate with you. You could come and take a seat right here.
Felt a lot of energy standing right over here, and definitely felt it, and it's very, very strong tonight.
Oh man, you okay? If you need to, if this is you, you need to back up off of me right now. I don't know who you are. I don't know who you think you are. You need to back off.
David's here.
I was there last night. It was pretty active.
That was crazy, man. Joe's one of our psychic mediums, and he felt something like he said it was like grabbing under his ribs, and like just like he got this crazy pain. And as soon as he told whatever to back up and back up off me. You don't have permission to touch me. It stopped. And then I wasn't in the cart at the time. And then he was telling me the story. And I was like, well, a Secret Service agent actually got shot in the ribs in that cart.
Oh, wow.
That was Rail Car 1 before they had Air Force 1. That was the rail car.
Truman, Roosevelt, Winston Churchill, Reagan, they all rode in that car.
Oh my God.
That's pretty
So
wild.
it's pretty amazing.
In April, Joe's learned from the best. He always
Yeah.
talks about what he's learned from you. So he's
That's
done
right.
good.
I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of my students.
Yeah, he's been growing a lot. You'll be impressed.
Yeah, he's doing fantastic. It's
Yeah, a lot
Oh,
of
I
stuff he
gotta
learned from
reach
you.
out to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take it to heart.
And Josh, real quick, while we're talking about
Yeah.
other stuff, you got to try the goggles I made, right? The
I
Delco
did,
goggles?
yeah. This last
thanks to
last
Scottie,
time I was
right?
up at the
Oh
yeah,
my
thanks to
gosh,
her
I was
actually.
at the bash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We did that
up.
with Cody and Satori.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's right.
That's right.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah, Scotty brought those up there for.
Yeah.
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 That's awesome.
I
What'd you
still
think?
have to pick up a
Oh,
pair.
I loved them. I loved them. They definitely fall in line with like our kind of investigating.
Absolutely.
We do a lot of sensory deprivation stuff.
These guys are amazing.
And yeah, I mean, it's definitely a lot easier than trying to cut the ping pong balls and doing all that stuff,
Yeah.
right? I mean, that's setup. We're crazy. We always take that stuff around.
Yeah, I think you got some stuff too, Josh, right?
We-
When we were
yeah,
there?
yeah.
Yeah, it was
I did.
crazy.
Yeah, it was cool. I didn't even know that Cody and Satori were even in there when I put the goggles on and they came in afterwards. And
Yeah.
so that was a unique experience for sure.
April, I would love to see you doing that experiment.
Right? It
Just to
seems like
see-
the more
see what
sensitive
kind of
that
reactions
are,
you
the
get.
more, like it amplifies it. Like it would be amazing to see.
Patty
Well, I think I'm coming. I think I'm coming in April because my partner is going to be in.
Awesome.
April and April.
Yeah, April and April.
There you go.
He's coming up there. I got to reach out to Brett because I want to set him up with
Yeah,
you guys
absolutely.
to meet up.
We can plan something.
We had her on one of the episodes too.
Yeah,
Brett, yeah.
yeah, she's amazing. I love
She's
Brett.
great. She's great.
It's
So
amazing. How long have we known each other?
I've known you, I don't
couple
know,
years.
what, like 7 years or longer?
Yeah, 7 years. We met, I think, on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah, we used to. I used to go around the Belglade Correctional Facility when nobody was on except you, like watching me like stream live on IG.
That's how
You're
I
my first
started.
fan, April.
Steve DeShavi too. Steve DeShavi was on every show.
Yeah.
Those are the good old days. I got to go back to Instagram.
Well, we're definitely going to come up north sometime soon. We're going to have to squeeze that into our schedule.
absolutely.
Yeah, I keep telling Britt I'm going to come there. So I'm like, if Mike goes there to meet up with you guys, I'm going.
You
Yeah,
have
let's all
to,
get
April.
together.
We've been
he's
talking
been on
about
a
it.
family
for years.
vacation with his wife and kids. I'm going.
Well, we'll take you to the train museum, and then the kids and the husbands can go to the zoo. There's a zoo
Yeah.
there.
And we'll meet up with Britt. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be good.
we'll have
And
Scottie.
we'll take Johnny to the
Scottie and
beach.
Spirit with us.
Yep. We'll
Yeah.
take Johnny to the beach. We'll get him some mojitos.
Hey.
We'll have a good old time.
Get some sand between
Wouldn't
your
that be something
toes.
if I did went to a beach and she freaking showed up? And
Right.
did you hear? Ha! I'm here.
Figures.
Oh, funny.
I know when I saw her at the bash, she's like, "You come over here, give me a hug."
That's it.
Where
That
you
is
guys
it right
met,
there.
April. You guys met at the bash, right?
Yeah, and I screamed. I'm like, "Oh, Scottie, finally!"
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Oh, there's Michael now.
in the
Sure.
chat there.
Did you want to see Johnny in his swim shorts on the beach?
Oh God, that's scary.
We'll
Yeah,
get-
I mean,
that's a big house. All right, great. I got a room. I'm staying with him and his family.
Nice.
yeah,
Road trip.
you know, it's wild to even think about. Sometimes I don't even think it's like it's all like really sunk in, you know. But she had a big team. We were a big team. War
We're
Party.
over 30 members.
Over 30 active members.
That's unbelievable. That is
Wow.
incredible.
Yeah.
And she was a great teacher too. Great teacher.
Yeah, I mean,
it
that
herding
speaks
chickens.
volumes. Speaks volumes for sure.
Listen, whoever was trained by Scottie is a great investigator.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And Zap too. I would give a lot of credit to Zap, which is like her best friend. It's the other co-founder. And the two of them just ran a really good program. It wasn't it was about everybody, and it was about doing the right thing and residentials, and the whole reason that we do the public events that we do, and sell tickets
to raise awareness.
To raise awareness, to show people what we do, and it's not always scary, and to have people come out and if there were, have questions about the afterlife and things like that, we can kind of show them what we do and they can make their own conclusions. But, and the whole reason for it was to meet people in person, to help them if they want a residential. They'll feel much more comfortable coming up and talking to us when they're in person after doing a residential. They'll pull you aside and be like, hey, by the way, we wanted to see if you guys were legit and what was going on. And I have this thing going on at home, blah, blah, blah. And we, the whole purpose was to do residentials, and it's worked really well. And, also to raise money for these historical societies
Museums.
and historical buildings and museums.
Raise money for them. We don't ask for a dime. They pay us by giving us time to investigate with just our team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we want. All of us,
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
So, and like I said, she introduced us to a lot of people, and vice versa. And it was just it's a big family.
That's how we met you guys.
Exactly.
And we'll keep that bond together for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait for all of us to see each other at the bash. It's going to be sad, but we'll celebrate Scottie again.
Yep.
No, I think it's great that you guys will be going.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that was Bill Sullivan just said that in the Slevin, I'm sorry, in the chat here. She was always about ethics too. We learned that from her, as well. Not everything's a demon. Not everything is, this or that.
And she took it seriously, wasn't it, Joe?
Into the demonic stuff.
Yeah. What's that?
Scottie wasn't big into falling into all that stuff about the demonic stuff.
Falling in that trap.
Her would have chats about that stuff. And she goes, you don't even do that, and you're a freaking demonologist. And I go, no, because everything is a demonic.
Right.
So again, it was interesting when she would do cases and the way she would evaluate certain things.
Yeah.
And the way she would look at it. Because a lot of times, like I said, she would pick up the phone out of the clear blue and just start throwing some things out at me, and she'll go, well, what would you think? And I go, that sounds more like just a human nasty spirit to me than it does anything else.
Right.
And she goes, that's what I kind of thought. She goes, that's what I like about talking to you about some of this stuff. She says, you don't start screaming demon.
Well, keeping our integrity is everything with War Party Paranormal.
Yeah.
And once you mess up one time, you can lose everything in one shot. So we're very we take that into an account.
Well, the fact that she brought you guys all together speaks volumes within itself. So she wouldn't have put up with stuff like that either. So
exactly, and that's another thing too that kind of molded us. And she's proud of us doing the Haunted Files show, and proud of this show and everything we do, because she knows that we try to maintain credibility, and not over exaggerate and things of that nature. And that's like, it's always like, what would Scottie do? Right.
Yeah. What would Scottie do for real?
Yeah.
But should we call Johnny Zaffis?
John.
But
I'm gonna miss.
I mean, and I was going to say that, real briefly, when I first, I've known Joe previous to War Party. He's a good friend of mine, and my fiance and his wife are best friends. They grew up together, and that's how I met Joe. And Joe's like, hey, I found this team. they asked me to be on the team. You should come out and check it out. So I went out there, and the first thing I did the thing. I walked around with everybody, checked it out, and then Scottie was outside sitting there smoking a cigarette, and I walked down, sat next to her, and lit up a cigarette because I smoke too, and then we just started chatting. And she's like, "What are you doing next weekend?" I'm like, She's like, "I want you to meet my partner's app, and I want you to come out and see. I think and then she brought me on the team and everything, and then I got to meet everybody, and it was just, I would say, without her, I might not be on the team, and she was just, she,
What
like
a
I said,
team to be on.
right?
Yeah,
What
no,
a team.
absolutely.
You guys are great.
Yep. And then a big shout out to Joe if he's listening, because he's been kind of picking up a lot of the stuff that Scottie was doing, and he's kind of taking care of some of the locations and helping us out and kind of co-leading the team.
He's been stepping up.
So, big shout out to him. He has a lot of weight on his shoulders right now too, just kind of doing all that stuff. We, like I said, we have a lot of members, but big shout out to Joe.
Yeah, he's in the chat.
Yeah, he's there somewhere. I saw him. Eric, what else?
I
think
don't
we're
know.
both devastated.
I'm just really happy you guys were able to show up last minute and share some special moments regarding Scottie, just so people know who she is. And in a way, for me, it's almost like not letting go with you guys being here and doing this show. Zap was telling me that the past few days he was just watching old videos of her, like with them just joking around and messing around, and it really cheered him up. So I appreciate you guys for coming on, and we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna celebrate Scottie in Gettysburg, so we're looking forward to that.
And we'll all get strength from each other.
Yeah.
Yes, we will.
Absolutely. Yep. And like I said, we really appreciate you guys, definitely, for everything that you've done for War Party, everything you've done for Scottie, everything you've done for us. It means a lot for you guys. I know you're busy folks, and to take the time out and to come on our little podcast here, it means a lot.
Yeah,
we thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
appreciate you
honored to be here, and plus, you guys are my good friends. I mean,
yeah.
Eric gets calls from me. Not bad calls.
I love some April.
Calls from me. Chris Michael when I yell. No.
That's okay.
John, you're next. No.
You're Italian. I'm Latin. I'm used to that.
Yep.
It's right up my alley.
Yeah.
Steven, was there anything else you wanted to add from, or?
Like I said, I spoke to Scottie till she didn't answer the phone no more. I called every morning to her, and we talked. Like I said, she called me. We talked for an hour, and I was wondering why she was reaching out on this one call. And she said, "Hey, listen, I want to talk to you about something." I said, "What?" She said, "I know it's very personal, but you passed away. Can you tell me what it's like?" So we talked, and I told her what I felt when I passed away, and she wanted to know what it
Steven,
felt like.
you had an NDE, near-death experience?
Yeah. Well, I actually really passed away, shocked back 53 times.
Jesus, wow.
So I was dying every 10 seconds. And I had a 55-minute ride from Milford, PA, all the way up to Scranton, PA. So I died 3 times in the ambulance and then died 50 times in the hospital.
Oh,
wow. God.
So she wanted to know what it felt like. She also wanted to know what it felt like to be shocked if they had her shocked back. And I told her, believe me, you won't feel that because you're not here. So she wasn't too worried about that. I think what Scottie wanted everyone to know was, and once I spoke to her, she told me she had no more fear. She was looking forward to the feeling that I felt. And she asked me, what's that feeling like on the other side? I said, it's a warm, loving feeling that you'll never, ever feel here. And it's the truth. You'll never feel it here. That love is totally different there than it is here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
did you see anybody, Steve?
Excuse me?
Did you see anybody?
I did, yeah. When I had a message when I came back with it. And it's hard when you pass away because you relive it. And when people ask you, can you tell me what happened? And you go through the story. I used to get really emotional about it because that's another feeling that hits you that you don't get here on Earth that you get over there. And you relive it. You sort of relive it, and you don't want to relive that death part.
Yeah.
But you want to relive the loving part, if you know what I'm talking about, the part over there. Well, I had a figure come up to me and say to me just before I came back to my body was, I come to you because you believe in me. You're a part of me, my kingdom. Let them know I'm with each and every one of you. My love never dies. Now go.
That's amazing.
Wow.
And
Gave me the
I wanted to
goosebumps.
write that down. When I woke up, I was dating Pam at the time. Pam drove 3 hours from Gettysburg up to me, not knowing if I was alive when she got there. She made it to a blizzard. It was a blizzard that day. It was 2015, March 31st. Everyone thought I was pulling an April Fool's joke, and it wasn't an April Fool's joke. Because I do pull jokes, as everyone knows. But this was no joke. She got there, and when I woke up to Flip Cyril's, if everyone knows Flip.
Yeah.
He was holding my hand, and my whole TV crew was in the room filming this. Now they have this, how they got in the ICU, I have no clue. How they there was 12 or 14 people in my ICU room, which is never heard of. You only allowed one person or two, and they have to be family members, but somehow they got in there. The producer of our show was in there, and they were filming me waking up. And I don't know how they were allowed in there. Then Pam comes walking in, and I guess I had opened my eyes a second time after that. Because I woke up, I flipped holding my hand, and I just pulled my hand off. I'm like, wait, hold on. But I had all these tubes. I couldn't talk. Machines are breathing for me. I was just clinging on there at the moment. And I wanted to write that down, what was said to me. And I didn't have to because it's been locked in my brain since it was told to me. And Pam and I have gone to a couple churches and told the pastors or priests, and they said, you got to get this message out. It was given to you because the Lord gave it to you to tell everyone that he exists, and you have to give it out. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, will they believe me?
Who cares?
And one priest told me, he says, no, what? I believe because there's no way someone can make exactly what was said to you up. Because I wanted to write it down. My daughter has a piece of paper. When I woke up in ICU, I asked for a piece of paper, and the nurse, I told her I couldn't talk because I had all these tubes. I did hand signals like I wanted to write on something because I didn't want to forget that message.
Yeah.
So she came to me, and after the nurse says, oh, he can't write. He's all drugged up. Don't worry. We can't give him nothing. She walked out of the room, so my daughter went over to the table, took off the desk a paper and pen, and gave it to me. And she has it to this day. I wrote the word angels on it because that's all I could write. I mean, and then I was going in and out because of drugs and everything else they had in me. But she has that paper to this day.
That's an amazing story.
Amazing story. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Scotty's with the Angels.
So I gave Scottie. I told her not to worry because you'll be taken care of when you're down there, and you'll be taking care of us from up there. And she's doing that.
I could definitely say
she's definitely doing that.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
And I could say she was at peace. She was at peace with it. You know, from what
so now
seen.
This is going to be the first year ever at the bash. I'm going to talk about my encounter, what happened. It's time. I have to get the message out. It's hard.
Yeah, I bet. Thanks for sharing.
You don't know until you pass. When you totally pass to the other side and come back, say it. You get this feeling that comes into your body that you can't get rid of.
Yeah.
Changes us, Steve.
Excuse me?
I said it changes us.
Oh, yeah, it changes you. You know? And I'm not afraid to show it and show my emotions. You can't help it.
Yeah.
It's
But
sad.
you're supposed to share it. That was the message. You were supposed to share it to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks for sharing that. That's amazing, amazing story.
And
John,
I'll
did
tell
you
you-
experience the same thing?
I don't know how to say this, but it's what bothered me, and I give Scottie so much credit for it, is one, when I passed, all right, it happened so quick.
Mm-hmm.
What bothers me is to go into hospice and knowing you're going, but you don't
Yeah.
know what day.
Yeah, it's rare for people that go into hospice to know they're even going there. Most times it's
She was-
family
going there,
making
you're
that
not
decision
coming
for
out.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, she was
Scottie said to me-
alert. She knew.
I told Scottie right out on the 8th or the 7th, whatever, the last day she spoke to me. And I turned around and said, listen, you can beat this. And she goes, no, I'm not
She
going to
did beat it though.
Yeah, but she told me she knew she wasn't coming out.
She did beat it.
She goes, come on, Steve, you
She
know
won.
I'm not coming out of this, and I know I'm not coming out of this. She goes, but I'm going to do my best, and go the way I want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And how she left that phone call.
That
was
she did.
That's how my mom was too. And when you get to that point, I feel like it's the hardest thing you can do, and the best thing you can do as a person is go out on your terms, and I think Scottie did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry
Yep.
about your mom, Josh.
Oh, it was I'm not gonna lie, it was a really rough part of my
It
life.
changes you.
It does. It does.
It changes you.
I used to be a firefighter growing up, so death has been a part of my life for a long time. But she was my biggest fan growing up and always was. And I don't know, there's just a lot about her and how she passed away. And then I look at Scottie and how she passed away. They shared a lot of similarities when it came to how they lived as well. So
Did they have the same personality?
they did in a lot of ways. Yeah. Where, it's that, it's, I don't know. I don't know how to word it. It's this way of how they don't care who you are, where you came from.
That old school mentality.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they either enjoy your company or they don't. And when they do enjoy it, you'll know it.
Yeah.
And when she didn't enjoy it, she would let you know too.
Absolutely.
And I
All right.
love that
See you
in
later.
Yep. Yep.
Scottie and I
I'm the
talked
same way.
also.
You can go now.
We talked about diversity in the paranormal with people. How many people hold grudges against each other?
Oh, it's so crazy.
The thing is, life's too short to hold a grudge against someone.
Absolutely.
Some of these arguments that people in groups are having against each other are so pathetic.
Yeah.
Until it happens to you, or which I wish not on anyone.
Yeah.
But it's better to make amends than to fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Show love and not
And
the hate.
90% of it
back
isn't
then, we
worth
would
fighting
kick
over
each
either
other's
way.
butts.
Anyways, yeah.
Kick each other's butts, then you become friends.
Right.
Right, John? That's how it was done. You gotta fight it out.
Back in the day, that's what it was.
See, that's
You
what
beat
you
the crap
need
out of each other, then you shook hands, you were friends.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you gotta have at the bash, a boxing ring, or
Yeah.
a wrestling area.
Or
And
like
we
those
just beat
blow
the
up
shit out of
mats.
each other. Whoever has a problem.
I see so much on Facebook, and so does everyone else on here. And it's just a shame some of these arguments that are going on.
Disheartening
and
for sure.
Guys, stop. You're in the same field. Work together. Find
funny
answers.
'cause
Everyone's attacking each other, but publicly.
I look at some of that stuff and I'm
Holy cow,
like, it's disheartening for me because I'm like, man, sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees with that
Yeah.
stuff. And it's
They're
like,
going for the friggin'
And then there's
throat. They're
good.
attacking families,
It's-
whatever.
And
But
then
it's
there's
so-
good because I met people like you,
yeah, of course.
Yep.
But you go, I feel like the older I get and the more people I meet, you realize just how little of that even really matters.
It doesn't
None of it
matter.
You're
does.
correct. Totally correct on that. Yeah.
Doesn't matter. All that matters
No.
is your family and your good
Yeah.
friends, your small circle, your tribe.
Exactly.
And I think
You're
that's
my
what
tribe, April.
Scottie liked about the bash was it was a family atmosphere.
Oh, absolutely.
a family
100%.
atmosphere.
And that's the
Right.
thing is you never felt that kind of and for me, you never felt that kind of stuff at the bash, which is, resonated
Right,
almost
Susan.
immediately for me. But Scottie was one of those people, right? And
That's what I like about the bash, because what I see a lot at the bash is a lot of people hugging, shaking hands, and discussing what their stories, and that's what I love about it. That's what I love about it.
Yeah.
Hey, John, what's the funniest thing you've ever seen through the field? Like the most funniest thing that just sticks in your head? Come on.
Look at this. There's some stuff I could say, and there's some stuff I cannot. And some I plead the fifth.
No, I just recently was just talking about this, and I had brought it up because people were asking about some of the crazy things once you look back on them. We were doing this one investigation. This young lady had called us in. She was living with her grandmother. And we were there. There was 3 of us there, and we were setting up to do everything. She said, "Well, we got to be a little careful when my grandmother gets home. I didn't tell her you guys were coming."
Oh.
And I went, "Oh no!" Right? In mind, I'm like, well, she was a little old Italian lady. So she came in from grocery shopping and everything, and I was trying to talk to her. She didn't want to know nothing, just banging around everything in the kitchen. We went upstairs to set up where we're going to do our investigation, and she goes, "Well, my grandmother gets a little crazy, so if she raises her voice or anything, we got to be a little careful because she'll come after you." And I'm like, "What?" So anyway, she's screaming and yelling. I opened up the door where we were in, and she was down at the bottom of the stairs with a big butcher knife.
Oh my God.
So I'm standing there and I'm going, holy shit, she's going to kill us, right? So what do? I tell everybody to pack up the stuff. We were right next to the garage. We went out through the window, jumped off the roof of the garage, and took off.
That's hilarious.
That is now to look back at it. And she called me up the following day and she says, "Well, I just want to apologize." I said, "There's no apologizing for your grandmother trying to kill us. None."
They were about to come investigate y'all there.
Really? Too. I mean, I think that was one of the craziest. But I think here's something that's really funny. You guys will love this one. I don't know if any of you are even going to remember Lou Gentili. Pam, you might. Remember Lou Gentili? You might not. Anyways, he passed away a few years back, and we saw investigate. We're up at my aunt and uncle's house, and my uncle asked me to go down and get something, and then Lou followed me down. And it was summertime. So I was looking on his desk over in the corner, looking for this tape, and the back door was open. All of a sudden, my uncle came in through the back with this foghorn thing, the big bullhorn thing, screaming and making noises. You see Lou Gentili and I going back through the museum. We knocked over the woman with the thing on it. We were knocking stuff over and everything, right? Lorraine came down through the tunnel, walked in, and she goes, "Do you 2 boys have to tear the whole museum up?" Was out there sitting in a chair laughing his ass off.
Oh my God!
But there is a lot of comical things I think that take place, and
sure,
that do happen and everything like that. But again, it's the nature of a lot of these different things. And Steve, I'm so glad to hear you're going to be talking about that.
If I can ask War Party, do me a favor. If you guys can put a short video on a USB drive that I can play, because we have a big screen that comes down at the Eisenhower
for our memorial.
For memorial, we're going to put that up. And we're going to play videos.
We can definitely do that.
We got Scott Grunwald we lost this year too. I don't know if you guys do stuff.
Oh yeah, we knew him.
Scott and I were really close. We used to send gifts back and forth from California. Scott and I never met. We met like we're meeting here online, FaceTime. We actually never met face to face. But we'd send gifts to each other, and we'd send the freakiest, stupidest stuff to each other, and he'd open it up online, right in front of us, in his shower, wherever he was at. He'd just open these gifts up. And so I got a memorial video of him, and if I can have one of Scottie, I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
Put that up on a big screen, like a projector, and we'll play it throughout the weekend.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Scott Grunwald was another good one.
Oh yeah.
And everybody thought he was the biggest goofball, right? That man was the most intelligent.
Oh, he's super smart
person that would just I knew him for years and years, and we were on the phone one time, and I go, "Scott," and he goes, "Yeah." I go, "That's you?" It was just getting into this in depth about the equipment and a few other things and setting up this and doing that. And I was like, no one in a million years would ever believe this. We were so used to seeing him running around with a tutu on and
Little ukulele.
that humor was interesting with Scott. It always made us laugh and always made us love Scott. Because
he had you on his videos, you know that, John.
Joke around, but behind the scenes, it
was you were behind the scenes. I think it was I think it was one of his family members that were living in the house with him, and he opened one of our gifts.
Yes,
live,
that's right.
And he goes,
his father-in-law.
Yeah, it was his father-in-law.
So
and at
funny.
the end, he goes, "Oh, by the way, this is what Johnny Zaffis looks like in the morning." he said to his father-in-law, his father-in-law goes, "Were you on Facebook Live?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Oh, fuck that." And he goes, "Well, look at Johnny Zaffis in the morning. You turn the camera on. This is what Johnny looks like in the morning."
It was a bottle of water. He wanted him
I'll
to
have
take a
that
sip
video
of it.
there. You'll be able to watch it.
So funny.
That's funny.
It's funny. Yeah, that video will be up.
Cool.
So, yeah, if you guys can definitely do that for me, I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Honor her on the big screen down there for
We'll keep in touch. I'll keep in touch with you, Pam.
Yeah, we'd appreciate that, and we'd be honored to do that. So all right, guys, it's about that time, and again, I just want to thank everybody, Johnny, April, Josh, Pam, Steve. You guys,
thank you so much.
Means a lot to us. Thank you very much. And being paranormal investigators, I always say, there's no real 100% expert until you pass.
Exactly.
Then you can be an expert. So I just hope Scottie got all the answers that she was looking for.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to close out with the one thing that will stay with me the rest of my life is I love you, and I mean that.
Yeah.
That'll stick with me, or saying that.
Yeah.
I get chill bumps when you say it now.
Yeah. Beautiful
everyone
statement.
Thanks for sharing that.
For Scottie to do that.
Yeah. That, and it was Scottie out.
Yeah.
Scottie out.
She signed off. If you noticed her video.
Yeah.
And I asked her what that was about, and she goes, "I know I'm out of here."
Yeah.
She goes, and so she knew she was going, and that was her message to everyone.
Yep.
She saluted us all.
Yeah.
Well, we will celebrate her at the bash, all of us together.
Oh, definitely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks for Pam and Steve for doing that too. And you guys, I'm excited to see all you guys again.
I apologize to Scottie because I told her I would not get upset, but you can't stop it.
You can't. I mean,
well, thank you guys for everything.
Upset over people you care about and love.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Yeah. And we also really want to thank all the engagement that we got through the chat tonight.
Oh my God, it was amazing.
And everybody that logged in to view and to show their respect.
I can picture her big smile shining down on us right now. I know she's happy.
Yeah.
She was loved.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, you can sit here and tell stories all night, but
I'll talk to all of you. I talk to all of you all the time anyway. So
I'll see you all the
bash. That out.
Thank you.
Bash.
Thank you
care,
again,
everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Love you.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.